My name is Sudeep Chandra. I'm a professor of limnology and the director of the University of Nevada's Global Water Center. Here at Lake Tahoe and within the small streams and lakes within the watershed, we have biodiversity that is important for the ecological function of these freshwater ecosystems. We've had a series of introductions of biological species into the lake over time. From the late 1800s into the 1960s, we had a series of sanctioned introductions from the different agencies that included various trout species like lake trout from the Great Lakes, and then a species we call the opossum shrimp, which is about the size of a quarter and it has very big eyes. And the shrimp was introduced to try to provide forage for kokanee salmon, another introduced species, and to make bigger fish. The introductions of both non-native lake trout, for which we see in the lake today, and those shrimp have had lasting ramifications to the ecology of the lake. For example, the shrimp are really great predators and they can migrate in the water column 400 meters every day, eating all of the native planktonic biodiversity that used to feed the fish that were native in the system. What we know is that since the 1960s, we've had a 10-fold decline in native fishes in Lake Tahoe. I often get a question of why are we worried about native biological diversity within lakes, streams, and rivers? Well, native biological diversity can play very important roles for the functional feedbacks that we might see within an ecosystem. Feedbacks might include water quality, for example, whether it's water quality and clarity in the offshore or perhaps water quality in the nearshore area. And so recently we've been very interested in how new non-native species like invasive plants, clams, warm water fish like bass and bluegill might be affecting the nearshore ecology of the lake. What we know is that the nearshore ecology of Lake Tahoe is starting to green, meaning there's more algae than there was in the past. And we understand that some of that greening isn't just because of changes in climate and warming temperatures, or perhaps the changes of groundwater to surface water interactions, adding nutrients to the lake, but that the native biology and non-native biology mix can play a role in contributing to algal growth. We also have a complement of native biodiversity that's comprised of invertebrates, or animals without backbones. And these invertebrates include 10 endemic species only found in Lake Tahoe. Things like the wingless stonefly, two-blind amphipods, and ostracods. And these organisms that are about the size of a penny or smaller within the lake live along the deep bottom of the lake. What we now know today is that those 10 endemic invertebrate species have declined up to 99%. They likely play very important functional roles to feed back into water quality in Lake Tahoe. Some emerging issues that have arisen related to biological diversity in Lake Tahoe are trying to understand what that decline or change in native biodiversity could mean for managing things like water quality or water clarity within the lake. Recently, we've had the discovery of 2 new invasive species on the near shore of Lake Tahoe. A giant bryozoan, an old-style moss-like plant that can get up to 1 meter wide, and then a series of really tiny invertebrates called New Zealand mud snails that can grow into high densities. I'm concerned about these types of invasives because they can also change the nearshore ecology of the lake. And mud snails in particular may not only just live within the lake shore, but also go up into the streams and sensitive meadows that we have within the watershed. As the climate is shifting in Lake Tahoe and we've had the changes to biological diversity, we need to start thinking about the knobs that we might be able to promote and turn in order to protect the lake health and lake water quality.